Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back. It's time for a little bit of MeatyCraft. So, last episode, I was out that direction over there, 11,000 blocks. Yeah, I made it back. I went into creative mode and I flew back. I started walking, and actually, there was a lot of ocean, and I thought, hey, this is pretty good. You know, I went a long way walking, and I went through some big oceans. And I looked, and I still had like 8,000 blocks to go. So I just flew back. It was the only way to do it. So I'm back. And what else? There was a couple things I want to show you, but here's something interesting, you guys. Those of you that have been around, like, I know there's a lot of you guys. And I talked about this in the first episode of this. I'm going to show you guys the finished roller coaster too. MeatyCraft was always about playing Minecraft and talking about stuff, like talking about stuff that I did, talk about stuff that's going on, talking about things. And a lot of it was, it wasn't, I didn't lead into it, but it turned out to be kind of some of it was life advice for people. I have a lot of experience, and a lot of things I've gone through, a lot of things I've done wrong, a lot of things I've done right. And I shared that with everyone, right? So, yes, minecart. So, interestingly enough, there's something I wanted to talk about in this episode. So, let's check out the minecart. I was just watching, I was actually just watching a Joe Rogan podcast. And listening, whatever. And it wasn't even that this one wasn't that interesting. It really depends on the guest for me if I like what they're talking about, because I like to learn stuff more than anything. I don't look to reinforce my own beliefs. I don't look to watch someone that I dislike, and you know what I mean? I definitely don't look to reinforce my own beliefs, because I think that's I want to say moronic. I want to say that's dumb. I want to say that you'll never grow your mind always aligning yourself with people that are the same. So anyway, but I turned it off and immediately turned on Minecraft and started playing, because it got me thinking. There was something that's going on right now with me. Today, as I'm recording this is November 5th. So this isn't about politics, but we're 2 days after the air quote presidential election, and no one knows. No one knows what's true. No one knows what's false. No one knows what's going to happen. And so that's going on right now. But that's not what I want to talk about. But let's ride this real quick. And I think it's a really small thing, but it's really important for me to say. So check out this. I don't think I showed you guys. I showed the live stream, the finish, and it's pretty cool. I like it. There's obviously more you can do, but this is pretty good for your first go and saying, oh, I finished it, it's completed. So I got a drop here. I got an upward. Oh yeah. Drop here. Yes. And then an upward. And then we're going to spiral around this waterfall all the way down to the bottom, and then go back up. And we got a big upward. We're going to go out into a whole nother zone over here. Got some a little lighted tunnel here. Now we're going to go through a lava tunnel, because you guys asked for a lava tunnel. There it is. And then a big drop past the surface. Boom! And the finish. It's pretty good, right? I think it's pretty good. I think it turned out pretty good. Oh, yeah. So that's that. The only thing now I need to do in here is to not build buildings, but build things that are colorful, like out of wool, or maybe some of that. You know what else is a really good color is it stained concrete? I don't even know how to make concrete. I can't make it yet. I don't know how to make it. Maybe you need, usually things like that, you need like powders. I don't know, but there's some stained, I think it's stained concrete, and they have like some of the same colors as the walls, but they're going to come across a little bit different, right? Maybe the pink looks better. Maybe the cyan looks, a little deeper or different, something like that. So I want to figure out how to make concretes. How would I make concrete? So if we got cobble, right? We've got stone. This wall's so thin you can hear the bees through it now. These things, like if you put cobble in here, you get basic stuff. You put stone in here, you can get chiseled stuff as well as the brick. So you get chiseled and the brick. I don't see anything with... You guys know how to make that stuff? What else would it be? Concrete. Now, I brought back basalt and blackstone from the nether. Let's see if anything happens in here. So basalt just polishes, and blackstone actually does a chiseled version and brick version. So blackstone, just like stone, same type of stuff. Cool looking stuff. Now, what I didn't do is see if I could cook any of this. I don't think. This is smooth stone. I think that's done by recooking stone. You get the smooth stone. So, okay, nothing on the basalt and nothing on the blackstone. Okay, so those were just invented for the cutter, I guess. So we got that. That's interesting. You can hear the bees. They're right out here. I didn't realize when I first did this just how thin you see this. I heard a zombie. See, they're here making these popping sounds. I literally have one. This is the first wall here. Yeah, it's one. The thickness is 1. From that there. I bet you that's my place in there. Huh. It's lower. It's lower. Where's that zombie at? Where the zombies at? Is he underneath? Is there an underneath part? Is he in the tree? Is he invisible? Is he under here? Dude, he sounds like he's underground right here. All right. You just hang out there, buddy. I'm not going to mess with you. I'm not going to mess with you. All right, we're going to go down in our mine. I'm going to do a little bit of mining. I just wanted to talk about some of the things that were kind of going through my head. Check this out. You guys didn't get to see this, but this lantern, since I lost the original lantern that we went through so much together, I made another lantern. But then people said, no, you should name your lantern Carl. So I named this lantern Carl. And as soon as you place it and pick it back up, it gets rid of the name. But originally I made Meaty's lantern, and I put it on an item frame there in memory of the original Meaty's lantern, which was lost in the sheep pen. It was lost in the sheep pen. Here, you guys like this? Who? I think that's pretty cool. That's what I thought. I think regular Minecraft should be like that without having to put a mod in. Like the torch in your hand, how it gives that extra light. I think it's incredible. It's such a good idea. Anyway, so look, I guess my talk is a little bit about like the election. No, not just the election, but the political climate in general, right? Political climate in general. But that's just one small part of it. The other part is really the, everything else that's gone on in 2020, right? I don't need to say the words, I don't think. If you guys are not picking up what I'm putting down, I'm talking about, I found this the other day. And then it opened up into here because I heard lava. And then over here, it opened up into a mine. I think it was this way. No, there's a mine in here somewhere that I found. Oh, shoot. I almost walked right into the lava. Anyway. So what I'm talking about is we have no diamonds on us right now. Let's see how many this gives us because we have looting on this pick, I believe. 13. So 4 blocks ended up giving us 13 of those. Was one of those an emerald? Or did I have those from my trip? Interesting. So I'm talking about, obviously, the COVID thing, right? I'm talking about the effects that it's had. I'm talking about the violence in the streets, right? Talking about protesting, rioting, looting, all that stuff. That's what I'm thinking in my head. And what I wanted to do was not talk about this, and I wanted to make my regular gaming videos were always just gaming. It's about the game I was playing. MeatyCraft is about other things, and I haven't done much of that. This goes up to a mine that breaks through. This part here is so crazy. This breaks through to that my original mine. If you remember this, that's where I found my first diamonds, right over there, and that's where I came out of the mine, and it dead ends on this side. Anyway, so and in perfect form. If you guys aren't familiar with the old school MeatyCraft, I lose my train of thought all the time, and that's what makes it interesting. To me, it does. I mean, you might get frustrated, but that's what makes it interesting to me. So, I wasn't going to talk about any of that, because when I play video games, I'm enjoying the moment, and I think that's important for everyone to know how to enjoy the moment. If you're always thinking ahead or thinking back, you're losing time, and time is the most precious thing that we have as human beings. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how little money you have. I don't care how many friends you have. I don't care if you don't have any friends. The one thing you can never buy, sell, trade, steal is time. All right? And if you're sitting there thinking about things, you're losing time thinking about something, probably most of the time that you have like zero effect. You can have zero control over changing something, right? Not all, but a lot of it is that way. That's the stuff you got to get it out of your head, or at least find some things like when you're playing video games that you're not thinking about it, right? And so that's what I do when I play video games. I don't think about that stuff. I just want to enjoy the time I'm playing. Now, my Chris X channel, here was my idea, all right? I think this is where the cave area was. It's another big cave. My idea was this. A lot of people, and I got locked down here for 14. What? Sniped. I got locked down, kind of a self-lockdown for 14 days, all right? Yeah, the toilet paper was all gone, and, people were being stupid like humans do. But that was it. And honestly, people weren't around here where I live, in a very rural area, not in a metropolitan city. No one was doing what they were supposed to. No one was paying attention to anything. Our numbers were pretty low. We have a lot of older people here. A lot of people come to where I live. They're retired firemen. They're retired police. They're retired professionals of all different fields, right? And in those types of jobs, you can actually, if you get in early like you should, most of us can't, but if you get in early like you should, you can actually retire at an age to where you've not only got a good pension or good retirement, good savings, but you're young enough to still do crazy fun things, right? And that's really where I live, and it's amazing. It's amazing. The people that are here are amazing. And we're all different types of people, okay? So what I wanted to do on my Chris X channel was because I had the ability to go out into the forest, go off-roading, go adventuring, and share that with you guys. And I started to do it. I did a couple of videos like that. And then it didn't have the effect that I thought it was going to have. I thought people would like relish the fact that, if I was sitting at home and bound where I couldn't do anything, if I could see something that was like, oh my God, that's so cool. You basically live vicariously through somebody else, right? Because at that point in time, you're not able to do it. And that was my goal. I did kind of a half-assed job of it, right? I didn't do a very good job of it. But right away, as my excitement really, really wore out quick because I wasn't getting that effect. So I stopped. I stopped doing those. And actually, I stopped doing the stuff that I love, which is just going out and having fun. One thing that's really affected me here is the fire ban, and I've talked about this, where I can't have campfires, so I don't really want to go camping, right? It's not fun to camp without a campfire. You can't cook, you can't do any of that stuff, with campfires. And the big thing for me, which you couldn't shoot, no shooting, because the fire, they think a ricochet might cause a fire, because we had a terrible season for our monsoon season was terrible. There was no rain in my area, really bad. We had monsoons here in Arizona, but it was really bad in my area. It's like the mountains that surround the area that I live, it just didn't make its way to me. So not been able to do the things that I really love doing. Whether I'm sharing those things or not, that's something that I enjoy doing. I don't have to tell other people how great it is. I don't have to try and convince other people that this is what you need to do. It's just something that I do. And if people don't like it, that's fine, because I don't need to share it. But it is fun to share it, and a lot of people actually enjoy that stuff as well. So I got in this funk, right? Do you know what that means? I got in my own head to where I'm like, well, I'm not really doing a good job of these outdoor adventure videos. I was trying like different cameras. I was trying different vehicles, and man, just nothing took off. And I didn't get the feeling that people were enjoying it like I thought they would, because they were in lockdown and maybe they could get a sense of something from me. And so I stopped doing that, and I wasn't able to shoot, and so therefore I stopped doing all the stuff that I like to do, which is really bad for me. And what is that? It looked weird with the different color. It's, oh, hello. It's nothing really, but so to add to that, so as you start going down this rabbit hole, okay, I started staying home more when normally I would say, okay, I got a couple hours before I have to, before I start playing with guns, recording for You Always Win. And then I would stream, and then, in the summer, which we just came out of, I have pretty long days here, where I can go and do things. And I wasn't doing anything after. I wasn't doing things before, right? Before, after, all that stuff. Was I down there? And I ended up staying later, not getting good sleep. I was staying up. When I say staying up late, I mean, look, when I worked my regular job, I was up at 5 to 5:30 every day for 20 years straight, 22 years straight. Okay, so, and I like that. I like getting up, getting out of the house, getting to work. You feel like you're accomplishing something, right? You're not burning daylight, as they say. And staying up till 4 o'clock in the morning, day after day, I don't care what you say, but you eventually your body's going to say, you're sleeping until 9 or 10 o'clock. And when you get up at 10 o'clock a.m., oh, wow, you're mentally, you are jacked. I mean, I am. Maybe people who aren't used to working or getting out and doing things, I feel like a loser, okay? And then I'm playing, and then, it's just like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Just one thing after another. And then it culminates, or it gets worse, because I just worked, I think it was at the end of maybe the summer of 2019 through the end of that year. I had worked on that diet where I had gotten so fat. I'd gotten up to the highest weight I've ever been, up to like 270 something. And I worked my way down in just a few months back to 230. I got to 230 was the lowest. I wanted to get to 222. I got to 230. And look, I'm going to tell you, I look at myself in the mirror and I say, oh, I look good. I feel good, right? Not saying that. It's it. You judge for yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, "Hey, I look good. I feel good, and this is good." Well, say from January, I was at 230 to now, which is November. I'm back up to 245. Okay, and I feel like crap. I feel like crap. You guys may have noticed I've been coughing a lot. That's because of lack of sleep. And, when you don't get sleep, your body says, hey, dummy, do something or I'm going to do something, right? So, getting the scratchy throat, coughing. I'm not sick. It's just I'm worn out, right? And this is I'm not trying to, well, I'm going to go to sleep right now. See this? Oh, early to bed in Minecraft, are we? When I had to set this all up with all of that, because I just explained my mindset to you guys, okay? Where my mind is, where my head is. So with all that being said, we have 55 diamonds. Nice. All right, 24 of those. Diorite. Doesn't go in there. We'll put it in here. So, some people, no matter who you are, you may not know how to deal with things like this. And don't tell me that all of us as human beings, when we're alone, we don't think about this kind of stuff. This is where things like depression come in, right? Where people say, I get depressed, I have panic attacks. That was a really bad timing for water. You guys are like, what is he doing? That's where that kind of stuff comes in, right? So, my first thing in my own head is this. A lot of people look to blame. They want to blame somebody for why they're feeling like crap, right? Why they're overweight, why they don't have a job, why the world is conspiring against them, to keep them down. I'm feeling this kind of stuff right now. I'm just trying to be honest with you guys, right? This has been a tough year for everyone. And it finally caught up with me. I thought I was going to be like the beacon, the pillar of light for everyone, saying, look, because I live in the middle of nowhere, I have the ability to do the things that we all like to do, and I'm going to share them with you, and hopefully that will brighten your day. Oh, I'm off-roading. I'm out in the forest. It didn't work out. And because it didn't work out, it put me in a funk. Like I failed as a creator, as an entertainer, as someone who, likes to help people out naturally through doing things like that, right? Look at this. I made this little area here so they can't escape. Little double fence. And I also extended this out a little bit because these fools were not cooperating with me. So here's what it comes down to. I want to explain to you like my mindset. I just told you where I'm at mentally, right? And what's the first thing I do? I don't look outward. I look at them in the mirror. I'm mad at myself. I'm mad at myself that I didn't have the discipline to continue my adventures, because that's what I love to do, and share them regardless of how people are, enjoying them or whatever. Also, my weight gain, it's all me. I'm sitting around eating Red Baron pizzas at 2 o'clock in the morning, right? And not getting exercise. Exercise for me is just being out, wearing my boots, walking around, driving, pulling over to the side of a hill, getting some camera shots. That's exercise for me, and it's super fun. That and them taking away my ability to target shoot. I love doing that. I was doing it a couple times a week. And then there's this big crunch on ammo where everyone's freaking out like they need to arm themselves like they're some kind of war fighter. Like the zombies are going to come out of the hills and they're actually going to do something about it with their little 380 pistol. I'm sorry, but unless you've been in this all your life, please stay away from thoughts like that, right? I've been shooting, training, and doing stuff all my life. Very competent with that kind of stuff, right? And that's the last thing that I want, and it's the last thing that's on my mind. I like to target shoot. But everybody else is freaking out like there's some kind of, like they're Lone Wolf McQuade. You guys don't know that reference. That's, check out Lone Wolf McQuade. It's an old movie. Oh, it's so good. Anyway, But I'm not looking to blame anyone. I'm mad at myself. I'm blaming myself. You know why? Because it's my own damn fault. It's my fault. And I realize that. And my point to all of this ridiculous conversation is if you can do that for yourself, if you're in a funk, if you're in a place that you're down, maybe you're down because you're eating too much, you can't go out, you can't see your friends, whatever it is, or you're just lonely, right? Because you're not able to go and do the things like you used to do. Don't look outward. Don't look somewhere else for an explanation of why things are going wrong for you. Look in the mirror. You know why? Remember earlier in this conversation I said there's a lot of things that we just can't do anything about. You're one person. You can't affect the change in a country or something. Not as one person. So if you watch the news, which is all bad news, and you get all riled up because something was said on the news that you don't agree with, you're just burning your own time. So when I say look in the mirror, take responsibility for the position that you're in, that is the one thing, and it's the most important thing that you can actually affect 100% positive change on, right? You picking up what I'm putting down here? It's the most important thing because it's you, right? It's you. And because it's you, you have the ability to do whatever you want to make the change. You can stay there. You can stay in that position and feel like crud every day, or you can make a change. Now, me personally, before I started, I went to the bathroom and washed my hands, and I looked in that mirror and I'm like, oh my God, look, my face is fat again. This is how I am for myself. You could say that you're hard on yourself or that you're whatever, right? Oh my God, that first shot was almost a bullseye. Cow! But you have the ability to make the change. And so what I'm going to do is tell you what I'm doing, right? That's what MeatyCraft was always about. It's not like me preaching to you what you should do. I'm sharing with you my situation. Because you might look at me and think, oh my God, that everything must be great for him, Well, it's pretty darn good, right? You got to take everything, the good with the bad. It's pretty darn good. But I'm human, right? I'm human. And you can only be like super strong, super whatever positive so long before it starts to wear on you a little bit. Because I hurt when other people are hurting, right? And that's what really blew it for me with the outdoor stuff. Like I thought I was going to, like I said, you guys live vicariously through my videos. But what I saw was a lot of people saying that's cool and all that. But I knew that people were in lockdown. I knew that people were getting sick. I knew that people were depressed. And I almost felt guilty the fact that I'm out enjoying myself and other people aren't because they can't, right? That was really the downfall for that short period of time where it just didn't work. My thoughts didn't work out. Oh, that looked like oh man, I'm all around that target. So I'm going to do something about it, which is to stop feeling sorry for myself. And it's very rare that I ever tell anybody, even if I'm in a mood like this, right? But I'm telling you guys because I think it's important and it might help some of you guys that I know you guys go through bouts yourselves a lot and some more than others. And I want you to know that it's not unique to you. And what that should do is give you some solace to let you know that you're okay, right? That you're not some weirdo. Like this is normal. This is natural. Human beings, we are a weird creature. Dude, there's 2 in the hole. I'm going up there. There's 2 in the hole. Look at that. There is 2. Come on. That it still isn't giving me this stupid award advancement. It's going to be the end of me is that stupid advancement right there. And yes, I've counted off multiple times. 30 blocks is one of these two, and I stand, as long as I stand behind this, I'm at 30 blocks. What if I did shot one shot? It's like, ka-ding! Achievement met. There's a lot on there. So it's my way of bringing back, in at least in this episode, the old school MeatyCraft, where I talk about some stuff, some real life things with me, and hope that it helps you guys out, right? Because I think that for me, I can take control of myself, right? I can look at myself in the mirror and say, Chris, you are screwing up, dude. Quit feeling sorry for yourself and get it done. All right? I'm not saying that that's the same for other people. Don't think that I'm telling you that you're feeling sorry for yourself. What I'm trying to convey is you can do this. You can do this yourself. If you have a structure of friends, family, or whatever that can help you with this, that's great. But a lot of people don't. And when they don't, they almost feel like that there's nothing they can do, right? It feels helpless. Like, well, I don't have friends or family. Well, that's okay. You can, do it yourself. And this is the time that this needs to be talked about, because this was it was a god-awful year for people, right? It was a terrible year with what's happened. We should ride this thing at night. It's a terrible, terrible year. We're almost through it. We're almost through the end of this year. And if nothing else, I think the ability of having a new year, a new year will feel like a new beginning, right? At least I hope it will. I hope it will for people. It's like a reset button, right? It's like, okay, 2020's done. There's still going to be lingering effects of the bad things that's happened this year, but maybe we can, reset our brains to think better. And it's all the cheesy, corny little things, right? Like think positive and all that kind of stuff. But it's true. You have to. Or you could just spend your whole time, down and feeling terrible and feeling sorry for yourself. And do you think when you're sitting there alone in that room, it's up to you? And that's important. You can do it. You can do it, I'm just sharing my story. The biggest thing for me was I thrive on going and adventuring around. And I do it all mostly solo unless Guns is here, right? Unless Guns is here and we're doing it like as a Can We Survive type of thing. It's our vacation and everything all mixed together in one. It's so much fun. But we haven't been able to get back to that, which we wanted to heavy this year because of travel restrictions, right? The travel restrictions have prevented Guns from traveling down here, Canada, into the U.S. So the one good thing from that is that we've been thinking about it, like nonstop. We've consistently been, ideas have been rolling for when it is able to happen, we're going to be able to do it. But yeah, I just wanted to, oh, shoot. Okay, that one's not. These are back, but these I don't have the campfires under. Oh, honey. These things are full and just dripping. Man, all those babies that I bred, they all went inside there. The new ones. So what do you guys think? Like some of you guys, like I said, may not have experienced the original MeatyCrafts. I really never was this heavy, like with talks and stuff. Is pretty heavy, I know, but man, I just wanted to share with you guys what I was feeling. I think I did start actually. The roller coaster had encouraged me to. Oh shoot! The roller coaster had encouraged me to start expanding that line. And I think I got it down past the first turn. Because it's really easy to make rail track in the powered rail. I mean, you just have to have a little bit of gold. Enough gold to do the powered rail. But, oh, I don't have a minecart with me. But pretty sure it used to stop after this first one right here. I think it stopped right here. Look at that. So colorful. Colorful indeed. You guys need to let me know down in the comment section. That's the first place I came out of my mine when I got lost. I just dug up and it was right there. So that mine is literally from my house all through this whole area here, all the way over to here and maybe farther. And it goes that way as well. It's huge. It's huge. But let me know down in the comments, you guys, like, did you understand what I was talking about? Like that I was sharing things that I'm currently going through right now. And believe me, I'm not looking for pity or anything. No way. And I just froze. I'm not looking for pity. That's not what this is about. Me sharing things like this with you guys is to let you know that if you're going through something like this, that it's okay, right? That I'm going through the same thing. I'm not anything different, but yeah, there's people that watch my videos on YouTube. So maybe you think that oh my gosh, if I was just like that, nothing would ever happen to me. But it does, because we're human, right? And it always happens. And we just got to keep working through them. And the best way to do that is to be able to do it personally. It's getting control, like being independent, having independent thoughts and thinking logically is so powerful. And I think it can really make a huge change in society today if we could have more independent and more logical thinkers rather than sheep, rather than people that get their ideas from another group because of peer pressure or that need or feeling of wanting to belong to something, right? You want to belong to something positive? Belong to the Meathead Nation. Anyway, I know it's a weird one. That's going to do it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope it was a good talk. I'm curious to read through you guys' comments to see what you guys have to say. But like I said, things are good. I'm nitpicking at things because I'm pretty hard on myself when it comes to this. And it was really a letdown that I started putting back on the weight after I did such a good job taking it off. All that being said, I'm going to start working on it again, getting that back down to my fighting weight. All right, you guys. See you guys next episode.